Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. This is actually a pinbot repair video for you. We've been working on this thing for a while now, so if you haven't seen it, where have you been? So we got this in a while back. It was already working and everything, but we've just been kind of going through it and making it better, because that's what we do. We're trying to make it a little better. So the thing is actually up and running. We did a video on the displays first. We did a video on the what was the next video? You weren't here, so you wouldn't know. We did a video on the MPU. We did a video on working on the back box. There was some fuses you have to add to the solenoids, and working on the light bar on the top. We did a video of the underside of the playfield, and now we are up to everybody's favorite, the top side of the playfield. So Matt's here with me, and he was just complaining that it doesn't work right, so we're going to try to have to fix it a little bit. It's got a few issues, and it needs cleaned up. And a gentleman just went through this not too long ago and cleaned it up and everything, but he put black rubbers on everything, and they don't bounce the same, and they don't look as nice. So I'm going to put the nice, clean, white ones on there, but the white ones get dirty quicker, so it's kind of a trade-off. But operators usually used to put black ones on it, and they originally came with white ones. They bounce a little different too. So we're going to take it all apart. We're going to replace all of the rubber rings with new white ones. We're going to clean and wax everything, and we're going to make some minor adjustments on stuff. So far, we've figured out there's a few light bulbs. You know, we need to replace all the light bulbs. But so far, we've figured out that this is not dropping right. It's not lined up right. This switch right here is not working right. There's just some minor issues. It looks like the ramp doesn't go all the way down. That should be down a little bit farther. So we got to adjust that a little bit somehow, bend it or something. We'll figure it out. So I'm going to set up the tripod, and then we'll slowly take everything off the playfield. You can watch us do it. And then I'm going to put it over here on this game. This is a Gottlieb Swing Along. What a name. That we're going to be doing in the near future. So, but I'm going to use its playfield as a table for all the stuff off of the mighty Pinbot. Matt was just telling me that he played the Nintendo version. It's not the same, Matt.
No, it's not.
It's not the same. But we'll see what we can do here. Let me get set up the tripod, and when I take it off the table, I'm just putting it right over here. And what I like to do is put it kind of in the place, kind of near where you took it off that one on this glass, so that whenever you put it back, it's a little easier to find what goes where. So let's get started. Okay, folks, so we got most of the stuff off of the playfield, down to where we can at least wax everything the ball's going to touch and replace all of the rubber rings. Oh, I forgot this big, huge one over here. Look at this. I think actually that might be supposed to be a double or something. I can't remember. We'll look it all up. In the manual it shows you. Look at all that. So, playfield's in pretty good shape. There's a little wear here and there. Right. A little bit of wear in the clear there. The 2X, 5X, I guess is what it is worn off. You can see it had factory, or I guess it's factory, Mylar right in front of the kickers to save the paint there. The matrix there is pretty good shape. That's original. A little bit of wear, but it's minor. The worst spot is up here, but the good thing is you can't hardly see that, so it's not too big of a deal. And then right here, this insert is a little messed up. It's even raised a little bit. So I think what happened was this probably came out at some point, and then when they put it back in, they put it in different to where it didn't line up right. So there's a little lip right here, and they've been leaving it like that, so it's chipped away some paint. So I'm going to try to get it in there exactly the way it's supposed to be. Get everything level around the edge so that we don't have that problem anymore, so it won't get any worse. But it's all in all, it's in pretty nice shape really for its age. And you know, these things, like these popular titles like this, got the hell played out of them. So it's been played hard. Now, whenever you do this to yours, don't do it with the lights on. I just did it like that so that it would look cool in the video. But if you you're better off turning the game off when you do that. Look how cool. Look how cool. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to clean it as good as we can. It's already pretty clean, but I'm going to clean it again because this might be the last time this thing's all the way apart like this. And then we're going to wax it. And I'm going to use a little bit of magic eraser to try to clean this up here a little bit to make it look a little better. I'm not going to repaint it though, because it's minor enough that I don't think it's an issue. We're going to have to adjust this, but you know, some of this wear I'd like to get rid of. And then I'd also like to see if these flashers are the right ones. Nope, so these are 89s. It should be number 1251. That's why they've been shining so bright. It shouldn't be 89s. Let's see if this is the right one. Yeah, that one's the right one. So the ones involving the face should be 1251s, and the ones in the back that are the face, the two eyes, they should be 1251s. They burn a little cooler, so they don't look so bright, and they don't they'll melt plastic. They're so if you put an 89 in there, so don't do that. Okay, so let me clean it up a little bit, and we'll see what it looks like after that. Okay, folks, so we started cleaning it. All of that haze you're seeing is from the magic eraser. So these things are magical. That's why they call them magical erasers. So whenever I was doing this area, a bunch of Sharpie rubbed off. So when you're working on the games, people, don't use Sharpie. It comes off when you clean it. It makes the game look like if you put extra black ink on stuff. Look, I got it all over my hands too. It just makes the game look darker. You're better off just leaving it with wear if it's minor, right? But it leaves this haze all over everything whenever you use this stuff. And the reason these work so good is this particular foam is the reason that it cleans so well. So the reason for it is this stuff, Magic Eraser is the brand name, but you can buy this, you know, on YouTube. I mean, on Amazon or eBay cheap. It's called melamine foam or something like that. It's really tiny foam, and the reason that you get dirt trapped on the playfield is because there's little tiny cracks in the paint. Well, if you use some of this stuff that's so small, it'll get down inside the cracks and clean it up. So that's why it works so well on it. And you can use it with alcohol. It works really well. But I wanted to show you this. This is why the thing will not lower down properly. Look how it's leaning whenever it goes up way forward. So something's definitely screwed up there. And there's also a piece of broken glass stuck behind it. So we're going to have to mess with that. You can see the chipped areas on the paint. That was some of the stuff that was touched up with the Sharpie. So I'm going to keep cleaning it. We'll clean all of this off. I'll get that piece of glass out of there, and then maybe we'll look at that and see what's going on under the playfield. There must be something's broke or a screw's in the wrong place or something, but we got to get that where it will lower down flush into the machine. While we have everything apart, it'd be easier to do it now. So looking under the playfield, this is that assembly. I'll show you in the manual here in a second, but this is the part that slides up and down through the playfield, and you can see that it will just move all over the place. See that? The reason appears to be, let me brighten you up here. We need more brightness so that my folks can see what's going on. Let's bleach it out. Okay, see that screw? There is a plastic piece that is broke. See it? And that travels all the way across. And on the other side, there is a screw that is not broken. So they have tried to hold it in place with that other screw. If you tighten those up, you might get away with it. So we might try that. And if we put some glue down on this end, some serious glue, it might hold it. We'll try that. If not, you can order that piece. But it just kind of holds everything straight while the motor raises this part through it. See how it moves inside of it? But that bracket stays in place while the other part slides up and down. So we just need to get that where it doesn't move, and worst case scenario, replace it. I think they make them new. So in the manual they show the assembly, and apparently it's the same in Jackpot. So if you look, here's the playfield, and here's the piece that comes up and down out of the playfield. You have the motor down here. This was the part that had the cap off, if you saw that video. And the little, what are they calling this? Cam turns and raises it up and lowers it back down. There's a couple switches involved. And the way it works is this plastic piece slides through this plastic bracket. So on ours, this particular ear has broken off. There's a screw still here and a screw still over here that are loose, which is allowing it to move all over the place. So I'm going to try to tighten those up, and then I'm going to glue this, and if that won't hold, then we'll order a new one. I think you can get them. It would be part number 03-8026. And there's a couple little metal pieces that attach with screws to keep the thing in the groove. Simple enough. Easy peasy. Okay, so we got it adjusted where it's going up and down and landing where it should, but the thing is, you know, the ball is going to beat the hell out of this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and order a new one just to make sure. But we are missing. Now, if it's a little bit too low, you can adjust that too. There's a couple screws on the bottom that adjust how high up and down it lands at the bottom. But for now, while we're testing it, waiting on the part, we can play it. It just we're going to replace that just so that it's a little stronger. I adjusted the screws a little bit to get it more level, so it's pretty nice and flush now, and we'll wait on that bracket to come in, but we can at least play it. And then you can see we've gotten it a lot cleaner. It looks kind of dull because we haven't waxed it yet, but all in all, it's in pretty good shape. So this over here, the insert was too low. The thing comes out, and it's, for whatever reason, it's not completely flush. But if you turn it, now it is. So I don't know. They had it in there weird. I don't know how that happens. Now you could go and touch that up, but then you have to clear it. And you could touch that up, then you'd have to clear it. And if you took all the trouble to do that, you'd still have the wear over here. And you still have the wear over here. And we think this one's already sold even. Somebody bought it just by looking at it in the condition that it was in. So I don't want to go too crazy on it. What do you think, Joe? Should we go too crazy on it?
No.
Joey said no. But we definitely want to get it as nice as possible within reason. So we're about time to throw some wax on it. So I'll get the wax and we'll shine her up and see how it looks with wax. folks. That's how it came out with just wax. It's looking pretty good. I like it. A lot cleaner than it was. And it's time for a bunch of white rubber rings. Somebody's always got to be a problem child. What's up with that? Did it burn out the brand new bulb? It's got to be the one buried. You know, the one underneath everything. I'll mess with that. But it's about time to put everything back on it. So here we go. I'll set up the tripod and we'll start working back through it. Now, the way that I'm going to do it is we have all of the parts over here. I've got the manual that shows kind of where everything is, but it doesn't really show you where all the posts and everything go. So you're kind of going by your memory or where you laid it on this pinball machine. And then I've got a big box full of white rubber rings that I'm going to pull out. And the manual does tell you what size ring goes where. Sometimes you run into issues, though, where the ring that it says is supposed to go there is the wrong size or whatever. So you have to fudge it a little bit, but you can either buy a ring kit online. We love the Pinball Resource. You can also get stuff from Marco Specialties. Lots of places, but those are probably our favorite too. That are specifically for Pinbot. Or you can do what we do. We buy them in bulk just so we've got tons of every ring. And we just go through and swap them out. And then whenever we're running low on some of the rings, we order a bunch more in bulk. So I'll set up the tripod and we'll start working through it, slowly putting it all back together. But for you, it'll be very fast. 8 times the speed, actually. All right, folks, so we got it all back together. This is kind of a tough one. There's some, you can get stuff backwards pretty easy on this one. So I ran into all kinds of problems, which I've taped. You may have seen it. There's a couple things missing. There was a little post that goes right here that's missing. I have to order. It's one of these little hexagon, little stand-up things. It goes on the top of this post up to this hole, and then you put a screw in it. So that's missing. There is a little plastic that goes right here that's triangle shaped. That's missing. It looks kind of like that. That's missing. I didn't plug the ramp in yet. There's a switch up here and a switch over there that we need to plug in. All of these little screws go in specific places. Hard to keep that straight. And in the manual it does not tell you, so you're kind of on your own. I was able to look back. There's parts in there where I disappear for a while. It's because I'm looking at pictures of other people's and also of the video that I filmed earlier of us taking it apart. Also worth mentioning, this ramp up here is broken. Almost all of these are, though. This little wall here is supposed to go over to here, so that it makes it a little, I don't know if it's harder or easier for the ball to get all the way up to here, but anyway, that ramp should be, that wall should be over to here. But that's broke off on almost every one of them you see. You can buy that whole new assembly, but it's like a little bit over $100, and then you also have to buy the 3 stickers that go on it. And I don't know about all that, people. So I still have a few adjustments I need to make, like the ramp wasn't going all the way down before. That's probably an adjustment under the Playfield, so I may have to mess with that. What else was missing? There was something else missing. Oh, there was a little tiny wire form right here. See how that ring is going all the way around? It should just go between here and here, and there should be a wire form over here. There was 2 little holes in there for it, like a little, just a little, like these, but they stick up a little higher. There's one of those that was originally over there that was missing, and they had placed this post in there with a drywall screw to replace it. So I put a red post like the other ones and a regular screw in there. It makes it a little harder to hit that target in there, so I don't know if that's, we might have to track down that little thing. Another thing I was noticing, this gate here has a spring on it, so there's a little resistance when the ball goes, or whenever anything goes through there. So I need to watch that when the ball goes through to see if it kills all of the speed before it can get up the ramp. So I'll have to mess with that a little bit. Looking around, trying to see what else was messed up or different. On a lot of these machines, you will have a post like that, which is just a post with a simple ring on it, which is basically the same as this one. But on some of these Pinbots, you will have a post like that, where it's more of a complete post with a hole in the top, where it goes up higher. And then on some of them, you will even have one of these yellow sleeves. So different machines have different posts there. That thing gets hit pretty hard, because as the flippers are trying to make that shot, they hit it, and then for whatever reason, that one gets screwed up. What else? The little mini Playfield came out pretty good. There was another one I was going to mention. Oh, yeah. Okay, so see around the face those 3 yellow posts? And then you have the one over here. The one over here I originally put like that, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that. It's this conical shaped bumper. Why they did it like that, I'm not really sure, but for what they had their reasons, because it's like that on if you look at the flyer on a lot of these games, it'll tell you so cool. It'll show you how they the prototype looked. So for whatever reason they put that on there. Now above it there's just some empty space on that post, so that could actually be pushed up if the ball hit it just right or whatever. But I think I've had them before where there's a little nylon spacer that goes above it. I have this, but it isn't big enough. So there's probably something that's supposed to go above that. Just minor things where operators have changed things over the years. So yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to start the game. I just want to see how the shot goes up the ramp, if it even does that. I also, in the video, you may have noticed I put the ramp on wrong. You have to get all 3 of these flaps above the ramp so that the ball can go easily onto the ramp. But we got it eventually. So I'm going to start it, and I just want to see what that shot is like. I'm probably going to have to make some adjustments, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, see that will not work like that. It needs more oomph. So I'm going to end up having to adjust that for sure. I haven't oiled the shooter rod yet either, so that's part of it. But that's a little better. That's a little smoother. All right, so I've got some little minor things I still need to do to it, and then we're going to film a video of us playing it with everything done. I think it's going to be able to get up there once I oil the shooter rod a little bit. But it's definitely getting there. So I think the Playfield turned out pretty good. Very good looking game. All right, folks, so leave your comments below. Give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. If you take yours apart, hopefully this will help you remember where some of the stuff goes. It's one of the toughest ones I've put back together. High speed's kind of tough, too. It's got a lot of stuff in the back there. And, of course, the more modern ones have even more stuff, you know. So something like I look at something like a hook. Man, it looks like a nightmare to take apart and put it back together. But one of these days I'll do it. I'll film it. And again, if you take a lot of pictures, it'll probably be better for you. And most of the manuals, I think, show it. But in this particular one, it does not. Or at least in my manual, it doesn't. Maybe there's another one that shows where all the posts and everything go. But leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. We'd like to thank everybody for checking out our Amazon links. If you click the link below and go to Amazon and buy something on Amazon, it doesn't have to be anything we're telling you to buy, just whatever you're going to buy. It gives us a royalty. So that we have been doing that for a while now, and it's working out pretty cool. People keep going on there and buying all kinds of cool stuff. Somebody was on there earlier today buying a bunch of computer equipment, so thank you, whoever that was. And also, while you're at it, check out our brother's channel, My Brother Donnie. We are working on a grocery store over there now that we bought. It's just a little one, though. Small grocery store that was built in the 60s, and we're fixing it up and making it a rental, so that's kind of fun. Donnie's always getting into something crazy. Right now, tonight he was down there spray painting the walls. So, he filmed a bunch of that. That was kind of funny. But he's always got something interesting going on. It has nothing to do with arcade games or pinball machines, but you will enjoy it. Go check it out. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.